Hi guys, I'm going to show you a quick carb conscious keto soup to make super quickly and actually really tasty using a 28 ounce can of crushed tomatoes, bone broth, 1 cut up medium sized onion, 1 head of cauliflower, 1 head of cabbage, a bunch of sausage, 1 pot with some bacon fat in it. Spices I'm going to be using are powdered garlic, bay leaves, smoked paprika, red chili flakes, and Sicilian seasoning from that company. She is absolutely amazing with, of course, some salt and pepper for taste. So I heated the bacon fat or butter you can use in the pan. A quick tip to see if it's ready to start putting items into. Put some water on your finger, see if it sizzles, which it is. So we're going to be putting our whole onion into the dish. Get up all the last pieces. And we're just going to let that saute. I typically add in a little bit of salt right now. And we're just going to let that saute for about 3 to 5 minutes or until a little brown. Let's check back in a second. Alright, so I like to stop it when the onions are looking like this. Got a couple really nice golden brown pieces. You can see it's really soaking up that bacon fat, which makes it taste amazing. So when the onions are starting to look like this, I'm going to add the sausage. Looks like I'm going to have to do it by hand because it's not coming out. Alright. Now this is about 3 sausages. The store in my local town makes their own sausages, so it's about 3 medium to large size sausages that I took out of the casings and crumbled up just like you would turkey meat. So I'm going to go wash my hands and let's finish the soup. Alright, hands are washed. We're going to stir all the sausage in with the onions. And the sausage is going to add some more fat in there, so the onion shouldn't be sticking. Give that a good stir. Let that continue to cook. Quick tip, when you're cooking, as soon as you're done with the bowl, bring it in to the sink, quickly wash it, so then when you're done, you have no dishes. I had to stop filming because washing with one hand proves to be rather difficult. Let's go ahead and check back. So sausage and onions. We're just looking to really brown the sausage. Not make it cook fully, because of course we're going to be cooking it in soup. I just want to get a nice brown on them. I think they taste a lot better. Let that sit for a couple more minutes and let's see where we're at. Alright, so the sausage and onion mixture is looking good, and let me tell you, it is smelling amazing. A lot of the flavor from the soup really depends on where you're getting your sausages from. Like I said, a really cool spot that I have in my local town makes their own sausages, or you can go to farmers markets, but definitely suggest getting some nice like roasted garlic sausages in here. This is chicken and pork that we have in here, and looks amazing. Next step is adding the water and the bone broth. When cooking with sausages or meats with a lot of fat in it, In order to get it to brown, you really have to wait for a lot of that oil to be absorbed. You can kind of tell when it's starting to brown if it's starting to stick to the bottom of the pan. So you have some sticking there. So I can tell the meat is really starting to brown now. Also, one quick tip, when you are cooking, keep the lid off. When you put the lid on, it is now steaming and the liquids are not able to escape. When you take the lid off, all the liquids can start to escape and the food is being cooked in the bottom of the pan where you want things to brown or to caramelize versus the entire pan. So it is looking really good. We have a lot of really good bits on the bottom, which of course when we add our liquid in is going to be just gulped up. So as you can see, all those nice little bits sticking. We are officially ready to add in the water and bone broth. I'm going to be adding in 4 cups of filtered water. As soon as that water hits in there, all of the little bits on the bottom are going to start to come up, and you want to take that spoon or wooden fork, whatever you're cooking, and really go on the bottom, putting quite a bit of pressure right now, and get all of those golden bits to come up into your soup. Alright, let's put in the bone broth. For the bone broth, I'm using Butcher's Bone Broth Organic Chicken Bone Broth. I like to add in a bone broth as opposed to just a seasoning packet or bouillon, because you really get, look at that, all that gelatinous goodness. So good for your collagen, so good for your gut health. And really stir that in there. It's going to add another flavor profile, but really making sure you're getting all that marrow from the bones, which is so good for every part of your body. Alright, let's let that heat up a little bit and we'll put in the rest of the vegetables and the spices and top the lid on it. So before adding in anything else, as it's starting to heat up, I'm really going around the edges of the bottom of the pot and all on the bottom and scraping off all of that amazing onion and sausage flavor and the bacon fat that we started with, and really getting all of those pieces off. Taking a little bit of time here because that's flavor. Alright. Now let's go ahead and add in the seasoning, which I don't really measure my seasoning. I'm going to put 2 bay leaves in there. And you can see there's really not a whole lot of seasoning. A couple shakes of each. The paprika, the Italian seasoning, the red chili flakes, the garlic powder. I recommend putting the seasoning now because once you put in all those vegetables, it is going to get very full. Alright, so once all the seasoning is stirred up, let's start putting in the veggies. 1 head of cauliflower. And I like to stir each one in as I put them in so it's not one big huge pile of vegetables I'm trying to stir throughout. 128-ounce can of tomatoes. And the cabbage. So the cabbage, there's going to be a lot of cabbage. Luckily, a lot of this stuff will shrink down as it heats. So this pot is not quite big enough for everything right now. Let's see if we can fit it all in. It will shrink down as it's cooking. Sorry for that. I think we're going to be able to fit it all in. One tip is if you don't have enough space in your pot to fit everything in, if you let the vegetables cook for a little while, you can add some more in because, of course, they shrink as they cook. So we're going to try and stir the cabbage in as much as possible. And we're just going to put a lid on it. Check back in about 5 to 10 minutes and the cabbage has softened and we can stir it some more. Alright, with the top on, so we want everything to steam. Go ahead and look at it, and it is already starting to get smaller and really evaporate and get softened. So I'm going to put the heat on medium-low. I'm going to put the top on it. And I'm honestly just going to let that cook and simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes. And we will check back after it's done. Alright, it has been cooking for about 35, maybe 40 minutes. And you can see the cabbage and everything is nice and soft. So I'm going to take it off of the heat. It smells so good. Here is a quick shot of the recipe and the amount of carbs. This should be about 15 servings, which comes to about 5.8 grams of carbs. If you're not doing it for keto, if you add some pasta underneath, it is delicious. And for the can of tomatoes, it was a can of crushed tomatoes. And that is the recipe. And the final product. Super good. When you're storing it, even if you're just making it, you can make it for yourself. And once it cools, put it in Tupperware or even plastic bags and pop some in the freezer. And then you have dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know if you tried this recipe and what you guys thought.